part 7. When last we met, I think I was about 5 million into this. 20 million so far. I might have to actually get some more points in. Or it's just going to be the penultimate base, not the ultimate base. Which is okay, because, you know, I gotta have something to strive for. I don't think I'll be able to afford to put every structure in the 801 build points to max level, level 21. Some of them will go to level 20. But yeah, then there's something to do. It won't be the ultimate base, it'll be a penultimate base. Just making sure that I don't promise anything that's not good. Hang on, where am I now? CPU defend. Open this up. Daily. Number 6. Dude, this guy with a 1, 2, 3 AAA. Okay, first of all, he's not very original. Daily. Yeah, same there. 161. That's not going to happen. I'm probably going to be able to beat him once I have that penultimate base set up. In the meantime, let's grind away. I'm at 6.666 million munitions. So I did at least 1.5 extra. Grinding, grinding, grinding. The setup is that I get to 20k or more within 5 minutes and then restart the game. That is very boring. So I'm just going to keep plugging away until the base is destroyed. It's just going to take a little longer, but it makes for better viewing. And meanwhile, I'm looking for some articles to look at. Let's go to Zero Hedge. Focus in this series is going to be about actual war and preparation for war and or artificial intelligence. What I should do is make an entire series about aliens. That's blowing up. Everybody wants to look at the alien stuff. So my opinion on that is pretty easy. We are the aliens. We did not come from the earth. We did not jump out of the ground. We came here on comets and asteroids and meteorites containing spores, mushroom spores. We are very much like a mushroom. We breathe in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide. Plants do the opposite. There we go. Alright. Let's take the fight to the enemy. Look now. Ah, damn. I did not have enough time for that. Thankfully, the damage is doable. Okay, so you're going to hear some stuff here you don't ever see in the mainstream media. I'm going to take a little bit of a step back and do move into economics. Because economics is what leads to politics, what leads to diplomacy, which leads to war. A trade war can erupt in a real war, really quickly. Because as in a trade war, a real war, the instigator of the aggression or the trade, the terrorist, is the one who has perceived advantage. Look at Pearl Harbor. So I'm reading an article called The Secret, quote, Secret Reason Trump is ready to fold and cut a China trade deal. Having China and the US make a deal is very important. Because trade is the only alternative to war. War means you rob somebody. You rob a country of its wealth. You can do that by trading as well. Here we go. The dude and his band of China Hawk, the Hawk is someone who's very aggressive, have made no secret of their unhappiness with President Trump's insistence that to deliver a trade deal with China, even if it means compromising on demands for structural economic reform, intellectual property protection, market access, and enforcement. These are the kind of things we want the Chinese to give into. We have to make sure that our intellectual property is protected. We want access to the Chinese market as well. But the Chinese are very hesitant about this because we used to send gunboats over there and we forced them to open their market. After we opened their market, we flooded it with opium. We got the Chinese addicted to that opium. Which ties really nicely into the Afghanistan war. It's about rare earth minerals you can use to make smartphones and electronics. And it's about seizing the opium, even more important than seizing any oil. Because if you take the opium in Afghanistan, you control the Chinese. So we're pushing the Chinese to open up their market. As one Twitter wit pointed out, they're not even pretending anymore. The timing of Trump's tariff deadline delay, which came just 20 minutes before futures opened, left little room for doubt. Trump pushes China in deal in hope of fueling market rally. That makes sense. Wave 25, 18,000. Not bad. Not great, not bad. So, look at the ammo. I'm not going to get anything better out of it. Oh, dude, I did get some ammo. Okay. A challenger approaches. The base will hold. So yeah, let's move on to a different article. So Trump is moving towards a trade deal with China because he wants the market to go up. That will help for a while. This is really effective, future-proof. That remains to be seen. North Korea starts rebuilding long-range missile sites. Yeah, the second deal with North Korea fell through. The Americans left beforehand, so now the North Koreans are rebuilding their long-range missile sites. This is a very predictable behavior by the North Korean regime. First they say, I'm going to do something. It's like if your boyfriend or girlfriend says, I'm really going to do this for you because you're important to me. And does the exact opposite at the slightest provocation. People there are starving, so they make a big drama. So we send them food and we compromise, promising that they'll behave. If only we would help them these days. Once you help them, give them the finger, they'll take the whole hand. There's nothing I despise more than the North Korean regime. It's the total embodiment of totalitarianism. Where you have one culture for everything. That's why I will always be on the side of the empire, which is many people with many cultures. And totalitarian means it's one culture for everyone. Fascism, communism. One difference being with fascism, they kill the other people that don't look like them. And with communism, they kill their own. Because everybody wants to be holier than thou. Everybody wants to be a better communist than the next guy next door. And they all lie about the guy next door, saying that he's not a real communist. so you're killing your own. I honestly don't know which is worse. I guess fascism. So dude, if you want to kill your own, okay, fine. Reminds me of a Facebook post I saw yesterday, where they've now started a snitching line here in Holland. If you see a guy in your neighbor, say he has a social house, means that he has smaller rent on the house, and you find out that he's growing cannabis plants, some weed plants. Not only can you be kicked out of the house and become homeless, they could pay fines. They could be prosecuted if you have more than 5 plants. And they're snitching. People are snitching on each other through this anonymous phone number. One guy said, okay, well, that's a good thing, right? Because now criminals should be punished more. And I responded to him, your attitude is going to bring the totalitarian people to power. And once, because you care about society, you're going to help the totalitarians gain power. But once they do, you will be the first one to go. You will be the first one because you care about society. And then you see that there's injustice in the totalitarian system. You'll be the first to be picked up, rounded up, and shot. And we're going to put you to the wall first. They're going to kill you first because of your attitude. Don't snitch. Especially not about some dude trying to make a little extra money by growing a fucking plant. I get so mad. Because it's bullshit, man. 75% of the people here in Holland, we trust the police. We believe they're on our side. And yeah, they kind of are. I've been under arrest. They never treated me badly. Maybe there's some racial profiling going on. Probably. I can't attest to that. I can't speak on that. See. Let's see what else. Fascists in France. Great panic. 5G cell phone technology. Wow, this is cool. So you guys all know about GSM and 3G, 4G. We're currently in the 4G era, where you can have a lot of bandwidth and you have way faster internet on your mobile devices. 5G is coming. What's the difference? The wavelength is going to become shorter. As a matter of fact, the wavelengths are going to be at microwave. They're going to be microwave towers all over connecting to your phone. Now, if you ever try to put something in a microwave that's not dead, not that I have, but if you do that, it'll kill it. There's horrifying stories of people trying to dry out their pets in a microwave. It's very stupid. It's like putting metal in a microwave. It'll blow up. Or it'll spark. It's not good. So we're going to transition into 5G with microwaves because of the Internet of Things. Pretty soon, even the asphalt on the road will have an internet connection. I'm not joking. Your fridge has an internet connection. Your hair dryer will have an internet connection. And in order to support all that bandwidth, you have to go to a microwave scale. Now, what do you think will happen if you're surrounded by microwave towers? You're gonna get fucked, man. You're gonna become sterile. You're not gonna die out of radiation poisoning, but it's the generation after that that suffers. Okay, don't ever look for this. Look for this. Don't ever Google this. But there's some interesting things going on in Chernobyl, which is like the Fukushima of the 1980s. We couldn't eat spinach for a year after that happened, and it shows the effects of radiation on your offspring, and those pictures are horrible. It's not you won't die necessarily, but the child you create will have serious problems because of this 5G. So, will 5G cell phone technology lead to dramatic population reduction as large numbers of men become sterile? Yes, probably so. I do not CPU defend. So, quote, I know that the title of this article is controversial, but the scientific research that has been done in this area inevitably leads us to some conclusions that are inescapable. People are fighting to not have 5G around. I'm already not happy. I think there's too much radiation anyway. Problem being scared of radiation that you can't see gives you the same symptoms as the radiation sickness itself. If you are being poisoned by radiation, you will feel queasy and you start sweating. So yeah, a nice little bit of doom porn for you guys. Let's get this to wave 5 and then I can read the article. Just take him out. Allow for these waves to crash into the base. Don't let them come in too quickly. I want them in here at about the time wave 5 comes in. Okay, this, you're going to use them or lose them, just use these. Let these guys come through. I don't want wave 4 just yet. Here it is. Get them, boys. Wave 5. Wait for them to shoot. Right. Current cell phone technology produces electromagnetic radiation that damages male fertility, and the radiation produced by the new 5G technology will be much more powerful and therefore much more dangerous. This is written by a Russian. Much more powerful and therefore much more dangerous. This is like a syntax problem. He speaks English, but it's not proper. So this has been written by a Russian. But most people don't know about this. Instead, most people are greatly looking forward to the rollout of 5G because it will be up to 100 times faster than our current 4G technology. Ask yourself, do you really need a Facebook status update 100 times faster? There's going to be more devices connecting into that. That's the point. Dude, let's put up a thumbnail. Back on it. Maybe 100 times faster than 4G. And who wouldn't want that? The big cell phone companies will be spending hundreds of billions of dollars to install hundreds of thousands of 5G antennas. And every single one of those antennas will be constantly emitting very powerful electromagnetic radiation. Since we can't see the radiation, to many people the threat does not seem real. But the truth is that if you live in a major urban area, you are constantly being bombarded by it. And once the 5G network is completely rolled out, you would literally have to live in the middle of nowhere to get away from it completely. 5G is a quantum leap from 4G, but because smaller 5G waves do not travel as well, a lot more antennas will be required. So the shorter the bandwidth, the shorter the range. You have to put more towers up. Pretty soon you're living in a microwave. Oh, you wouldn't need a microwave anymore. Your food would cook by itself. In order to achieve faster speeds, 5G relies on a millimeter waves, which are even smaller than microwaves and operate at a higher frequency. These smaller waves are more easily absorbed by buildings, trees, and other things, so more towers will be needed in order to maintain connectivity. The industry has created specialized small cell stations and new, larger base stations to accompany the demands of 5G. Even so, it is expected that a small cell will need to be installed every 250 meters. In cities, for 5G to work properly, there will be one on every street corner. In addition, 5G is ultra-high frequency and ultra-high intensity. 5G cell towers are more dangerous than other cell towers for two main reasons. First, compared to earlier versions, 5G is ultra-high frequency and ultra-high intensity. So I'm at 28. Take down this last wave. I have to consider, is this going to be worthwhile? I can maybe put a couple more seconds in there. Yes, that's another 1,000 points. That's worth it. And this is where I'm gonna, right? Get him. Okay, cool. Nice timing. 1G, also known as GSM, 2G, 3G, and 4G use between 1 to 5 gigahertz frequency. 5G uses between 24 to 90 gigahertz frequency within the RF radiation portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. Electricity and magnetism are the same thing. The higher the frequency, the more danger it is to organisms. The radiation that we'll be constantly observing will be much more powerful than before, and the sources emitting the radiation will be much closer. You getting the picture? If that wasn't bad enough, an investigation conducted at a university discovered that the surface of the human body actually draws 5G radiation in like an antenna. Wow. What's further disturbing about 5G radiation is how the human body responds to and processes it. The professor discovered as part of a recent investigation that human skin acts as a type of receptor for 5G radiation, drawing it in like an antenna. Quote, this kind of technology, which is in many of our homes, actually interacts with human skin and eyes. Dude, 5G is going to cook your eyeballs. Oh, crazy. Christ. Thank God I live in the middle of nowhere, man. If you try to build one of those towers here, I'll chop it down. There's a cell phone tower here. I think it's about 100 meters off. I don't have good reception here, and I feel better for it. Take it out. Come on. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. What else do we have? Got a punch right there. Wait. Do another decoy. Human thread ducts act like a number of helical antennas which, when exposed to these wavelengths that are put out by the devices that employ 5G technology. So your sweat glands are attracting that radiation. But because we cannot detect this radiation with our sensors, most people will never even understand what's happening to them. Okay, let's talk about fertility. A great movie to watch here is Johnny Mnemonic. M-N-E-M. O-N-I-C. Johnny Mnemonic. It's with Keanu Reeves. By one of my favorite authors called Will Gibson. He literally invented cyberpunk. That guy was awesome. It's about what happens when all this radiation hits them. And Ice-T is in there too, one of the first roles. Okay, let's talk about fertility. Several early studies found that our current cell phone technology has a negative effect on male fertility. A 2005 March study found a significant genotoxic, meaning DNA damaging effect on spermatozoa. A spermatozoa is that shit that's in the tongue. A 2007 rat study found a significantly higher incidence of sperm cell death, suggesting that carrying cell phones near reproductive organs could negatively affect male fertility. And a 2009 rat study found that the radiation from cell phones negatively affects semen quality and male hair and fertility. So keep your iPhone in your pants pocket. Not good. There's a case to be made that with 6 million people, maybe we should reduce the population. And maybe we should, but it should be a choice. In 2008, scientists led by Arvind, the director of research at the Center for Reproductive Medicine, announced the finding of a study of 361 men treated at a fertility clinic. About 10% rarely or never use a cell phone, while just over half were on their cell phone more than 2 hours a day. Using a cell phone, scientists concluded, increases the semen quality in men by decreasing the sperm count, mobility, viability, and morphology, the shape. Or as it's been put, semen quality tended to decline as many cell phone users increased their use. Men who said they used their cell phones for more than 4 hours each day had the lowest average sperm count and mobility and the lowest number of more normal viable sperm. So you won't die, but it's your offspring that suffers. In 2014, another study on this matter was released, this one led by the University of Exeter. The study utilized 1,500 semen samples collected from fertility clinics and research centers. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, let's just take that as a given. 50 to 80% of the samples had normal movement, but that number fell by 8% when the samples were exposed to cell phone radiation. This suggests that sperm viability and overall quality deteriorates when it is exposed to cell phone frequencies. The same study goes on to propose, or as Alex Jones would say, that cell phones are turning the frog. Yeah. The PlayStation controllers are turning our men into eunuchs. There's actually a little bit of Bluetooth radiation coming out of my dude. Now I want to put it away. Same study goes on to propose that the reason 14% of couples in high and middle income countries experience infertility is because so many adults now have cell phones. By now, you've probably heard that if you want to have a baby, you should not carry your cell phone around in your pants. And if you don't want to have your baby, make sure you keep your dick in your pants. That's where you do it. Keep it in your pants. Well, one couple that was unable to conceive actually tried this and it worked. So they wanted to have a baby and they stopped using their cell phones and all of a sudden they could make one. It's awesome, man. 833, 74. I'm not going to get any more score out of this. Very unlikely to kind of get more score out of this. So if I wasn't streaming, this is where I'd quit. Myself, I keep my phone on airplane mode as much as possible. Every once in a while, hey, welcome to the show. Every once in a while, I turn off the airplane mode, and then I'll check if anybody calls, having messages, and all like that. But if you have to use a cell phone, keep it in airplane mode as long as possible. It's a bit ironic because I'm reading this article from my cell phone, which is in my lap. So So this couple, hey, welcome to the show. I'm talking about 5G radiation. This couple was trying to conceive. They're trying to have a baby, and they couldn't. But once they stopped using their cell phone, they were able to do it. Lots of studies have found that cell phone radiation kills your seed. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get you back to the article. Probably, this is where I would quit. I would surrender because I cannot really do a big efficiency. I'm only going to get so much money. But because I'm streaming, I'm going to keep these days happening. Okay, so the entire point here is I've been ranting and raving about 5G technology. Currently our technology is 4G. 3G, you didn't have very quick internet on your mobile. I think 2 or 3 years ago that changed, and now you have fast internet on your mobile devices. The 5G network is going to be 100 times faster, and it'll be able to do 100 more connections. So the 5G network will connect to your hair dryer, it will connect to your fridge, it will connect to your toaster, it will connect to, let's see, it might even connect to a condom or something. The problem is, 5G runs on a microwave frequency. That's actually more shorter than microwave frequency. Now, I don't know if you heard the stories of people trying to dry their pets in a microwave. It's not smart. It's not a good thing to do. It'll kill it. And 5G radiation will be 100 times more intense and 100 times as quick. Just you guys can, just so we can get to a place, Facebook update pack. And because it's so much high frequency, you're going to have to build more of those towers. There's going to be one on every block. Every 250 meters, some of these cell phone towers are going to be blasting out ultra high frequency radiation. This is not good. You won't die, but your sperm dies, and your offspring has weird defects. So I got you talked there. I got you back up to speed now. Let's take a step back and look at the broader picture. Overall, it's undeniable that sperm counts have been steadily declining in the Western world. In fact, one recent study found that sperm counts in the Western world have been declining by about 2% every year. Male fertility is falling every year in the Western world, and experts blame chemicals and modern lifestyle. A study of 124,000 men visiting fertility clinics in Europe found that sperm quality reducing by about 2% per year. There's a case to be made for population reduction. It's 6 billion of it. That should be enough. But it should be voluntary. And it really tunes into the conspiracy that it's going to be Illuminati, that kind of shit, where they say that their goal is to have 500 million people and no more in the future. Now that's going to be hard. You can't just kill and bury 5.5 million people. But gradually, because we're being blasted by so much radiation, and because in the West we now make less babies because we don't need to make as many babies to take care of us when we are old, fertility will decline. And that's fine if it's voluntary. But they're going to blast you with radiation. And your skin and eyes are particularly, they actually attract the radiation. So the cell phone companies are going to start cooking your eyes. Literally. Now, 2% may not sound like a lot, but over time it really adds up. In fact, a different study found that sperm counts in the Western world had fallen by a total of 59% from 73 to 2011. Around the 70s, women were able to get an anti-conception pill. They could take a pill every month or every day, which would keep you from conceiving. I'm the 7th child in my family. You never see that anymore. You don't see big families anymore. And there's different reasons for that. And although I do agree we need to start depopulating a bit more, it should be voluntary. So while most men can still father a child, the human race faces extinction if the trend continues. Landmark study says a 59% cut in sperm count from 1973 to 2001. If sperm counts in the Western world continue falling this dramatically, pretty soon all the men in the Western world will be infertile. If that happens, there will be a dramatic population reduction. There's also a great movie about this, Children of Men. It's on Netflix. And the other movie I would recommend is Johnny Mnemonic, Menmonic. It's with Keanu Reeves. Those movies are awesome. So last when we met, my munition count was at 5 million. I'm currently at 6.7. Let's grind some more. See, okay. More stats. It's very interesting to note that the very first iPhone was released in 2007. The implications of what I've shared with you so far are staggering, and we desperately need an open and honest public debate about these issues. There's actually some people in city councils that are trying to prevent 5G from rolling out, just because it's crazy. Okay, in this article, I haven't even had room to discuss the scientific studies of what link cell phone use to cancer and other debilitating diseases. We are already being bombarded by radiation. This radiation damages your DNA, and if the DNA gets damaged, it starts to corrupt. And since this corrupt DNA will still make copies of itself all the time, after a while your body's going to go, okay, fuck you, Kravens, I'm going to start my own business, and this cancer will literally eat off of me and decide I don't want to be Kravens anymore, I want to be something else. So infertility and cancer, very risky. Of course, all the studies mentioned in this article examine the impact of our current cell technology to older technologies. Now we're moving on to 5G, and there has not been any safety testing at all on 5G. According to a professor, rolling out 5G without any safety testing at all is an incredibly foolish idea. We're going to get to the end of the article, I hope, because it's so long. Let's get this up to wave 5, and then I'll rant some more. I'm going to focus the channel a little bit. It's going to be actually mostly guns up only. GTA Friday is the thing now. I'll be playing GTAs on Friday. And on Monday I won't be streaming, I'll be making an edit of all the best moments of the week before. So it's a really stupid idea. Quote, putting in tens of millions of 5G antenna without a single biological test of safety has got to be about the stupidest idea anybody has had in the history of the world. But despite the objections, the government is going to do it anyway. And at this point, there isn't much that anyone can do. According to federal law, local communities are banned from considering health concerns when deciding whether or not to put in new cell phone antennas. I'm going to repeat that just in case you didn't hear it. According to federal law, local communities are banned from considering health concerns when deciding whether or not to put in new cell antennas. This is why AT&T and a company I work for here in Holland, KPN, they just sponsor politicians. They say, man, I'm going to give you so much money to get elected, and once you're done, I'm going to give you a really nice job at our board of directors. You're going to have a really great salary. All you have to do is make sure that the local people are banned from citing health concerns when placing new cell phones. According to federal law, the city simply can't consider health concerns. It's outlined in a small section of the Telecommunications Act. Based on science in 1996, back when we were still talking on cell phones that looked like bricks. Let's get the camera roll. If cities do consider health, cell phone companies can sue them. We're talking about one of the biggest health dangers in history. And once 5G technology has been completely rolled out nationwide, it'll be too late to do anything about it. Dude, if they put one up here, and I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, I will fucking take that tower down. Wave 23, I'm over 20k. At this point, I'm about to surrender. As soon as I hit 45,000 score, it's really nothing much gain, efficiency-wise. I'm just going to keep pounding them and pounding them. I got the wave 44 one. That's cool. And it's boring. Unless I say I'm going to give them a little bit of a hand so they can break through quicker. Then I'd have some more points. Right now, counter is stuck at 23,272. It will remain there unless I let the enemy approach the base. Not trying to maximize my score, I'm trying to optimize my use. Started out with maybe 500,000 3 or 4 days ago. Right now I'm almost hitting 7 million. It's going to be a 20 million base build, and it's going to be penultimate. It's not really ultimate base. I think I need to score another 10 million for that. But I already made the titles. I'm going to put all of these in a single playlist, and I'll have something to grind for. I think another 10 million after this, and I will have the ultimate base. So the secret to CPU defend is keep your best structure to the front, make choke points, set your tents to spawn rangers with health, damage, rapid decoy, and volunteer play. 24,000. These veteran waves don't make a lot of cash for you. You might get 1 or 2 specials out of them. But once you hit wave 30 or 25 or 20 coming off the screen, it's best to surrender and quit while you are ahead. I'm currently at 6.5 minutes, 25. Perfectly acceptable. But since I'm streaming, I might as well keep going. I think I've been playing 4 hours every day. 4 hours. About 250 minutes and making $1 million a day. You too can make millions of points a day from home. Go to my clickbait website and click on all my ads. Not bad. Not bad at all. Got a little bit of cash out of that. A couple more specials. Wave 35 will run through the base and kill it. Oh, hang on. I'm going to see if there's any comments. I was way too busy ranting and raving about 5G technology. Do we really have to have our Facebook updates 100 times quicker? Do we need that? And what the fuck? Why the fuck can I not object against them putting microwave towers every 250 meters? You can't see radiation. Even worse, the symptoms of being scared about radiation are the same than the symptoms of getting radiation. You know this from all the nuclear bombs we dropped it. First you start to feel queasy, then you start sweating. This is exactly what will happen to you if you're scared. Which will scare you even more, because you think you got it. You can't see it, you think you got radiation. And it won't kill you necessarily in low doses, but it'll fuck up your sperm. And if you do conceive, the babies will come out wrong. I'm not even going to go into that, because I saw that. It cannot be unseen. I'm not going to put you through that. You will be scarred for life. Bang! Give me some money. Yes. Do it again. Here. Okay, that's my rant about 5G. Let's get to the comments before I cut the broadcast. Trying to keep it kind of short nowadays. If you haven't yet, check out my reviews for the free PS Plus game. They're both good, and they're all both under 20 minutes. I really enjoyed playing Call of Duty 4 again. It's still the best Call of Duty. And it answers the question, when would I ever play Call of Duty again? I'll play Call of Duty when it's free. I'm still upset about how they denied Infinity Ward their bonuses. When Infinity Ward went out of beta, they left massively because they screwed them out of their bonuses. Activision, that is. If it wasn't for Electronic Arts, Activision would be the worst game company. Don't treat your employees like that. They make you lots and lots of money for your shareholders. Then you're going to screw them out of their bonus. Ever since that moment, Infinity Ward is not renewed. I feel that the Infinity Ward product is now worse than the Treyarch. So they swap companies every year. So the Infinity Ward has 2 years to make a Call of Duty, and Treyarch has 2 years to make a Call of Duty. Ever since then, Call of Duty World at War was a better game than Modern Warfare 2, or the one that came after, say Black Ops. So the Treyarch product became better because it was worse first than the Black Ops. So I'll play Call of Duty, sure, but I won't pay money for it. I'm definitely gonna make another stream about it. I'm gonna put it on impossible difficulty, and then I'll play through the single player. I might have 1 or 2 sessions on multiplayer, which is also really good. They kind of set the standard with the weapon customization. You could put, that's the first game where you could put like a holographic sight on or a suppressor. Okay, don't quote me on that. There might be different games like Soldier that did that. But they took it to a new level. 33,000, 34,000, in 11 and a half minutes. That is good. That is better than I expected. I wasn't going to survive wave 35, and we all know how this ends. Aww. I've been defeated. 4 p.m. Great time to cut it out. As always, I appreciate the viewership, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Drop a like if you want, and catch you on the flip side.